How's it going, people, man? It's Sawa, and now that the Afcon group stages are done and dusted, it's time for the round of 16, guys. Bruh, this tournament has been very entertaining so far. We've seen a lot of things. There have been a lot of disappointment from teams such as Algeria and Ghana, and there have been a lot of surprise from teams such as Cape Verde and Equatorial Guinea. But now it's time for the round of 16. But before we get into it, let me just say the refereeing at the tournament has been very good so far. But let's get into my round of 16 predictions, guys. Now, for the first game, we have Angola versus Namibia. Now, straight off the bat, this Angola team have been one of the more entertaining teams to watch this tournament. They won two games and they drew one game. However, Namibia, on the other hand, they had that 1-0 history win against Tunisia, which kind of uplift them a bit. But they have only scored one goal in the tournament so far, which is the fewest amount of goal. And they're coming against an Angola team who have been in very good form in this tournament. I just think this Angola team is going to be a bit too much for Namibia, and I think Angola is going to edge it, and they are going to go to the next round. Now, the next game is Nigeria versus Cameroon. Now, these are two teams that have underwhelmed so far in this tournament. Even though Nigeria finished second in their group, however, I think they have been underwhelming so far in this tournament. The most part that most people think Nigeria's stronger part, the attack has not been firing. The field of play have not been cohesive enough, and they won. And crazy enough, Nigeria has only scored one open play goal in this whole tournament, and they're coming against a Cameroon team who's having their striker back. I think Abubakar is going to be available for the game tomorrow. And speaking of Cameroon, Cameroon has not been really impressive. Now, that game where they scored like two goals in the dying ends of the game, that was a very entertaining game. But if they want to win this game, they have to be at the best, because we saw this Cameroon team struggle against Senegal. Now Senegal is a very good team, but we saw this Cameroon team struggle against Senegal, and they weren't even able to keep the ball. Now they're coming against a Nigeria team who are like struggling in front of goal, because this man Osimhen, for some reason, cannot seem to find the net. However, I think Nigeria is just going to edge it for me, because I think that attack, they just need one chance. And Nigeria showed that in the game versus Ivory Coast. They can defend well when they need to, which surprised me, because everyone coming into this tournament said Nigeria defense stinks, and I even said that as well. But they can defend if they need to. I think if Nigeria gets one goal in this game, I think it will be enough for them to edge it past Cameroon. But this one is kind of a difficult one, but I'm having Nigeria to just edge it past Cameroon. Now, the other game after that is the battle of the two Guineas. We have Equatorial Guinea and Guinea. Now, Equatorial Guinea have been one of the more impressive teams so far. They finished top of their group. Now, when I was doing my predictions for the group stages, I had Equatorial Guinea finishing third, and I also said, do not be surprised if this team, like finish second or something. But I did not expect them to finish first, which was a big surprise. But this Equatorial Guinea team, yeah, this Equatorial Guinea team is facing Guinea, and Equatorial Guinea have pretty much scored their highest goal in this tournament so far. I think they have 9 goals, and they're coming against Guinea, did not manage to win a game. I think they drew all three of their group stages game, and they were at one of the best third place teams to go there. Now, this Equatorial Guinea team is in very good scoring form, and I just think with because this team have a lot of confidence right now. I just think, with that being said, I just think Equatorial Guinea is going to have enough to edge it past this Guinea team. But do not get me wrong, this Guinea team can be a very good team, but I just haven't seen that this tournament. I've seen more from this Equatorial Guinea team than this Guinea team. I'm saying Guinea a lot. That's crazy. Now, the next game is Egypt versus DR Congo. Now, this Egypt side have been very underwhelming, barring the injury to Mo Salah as well is going to be hindrance to them. But I think this Egypt team is good enough to beat this DR Congo team. But do not sleep on DR Congo because Egypt have not been impressive so far. They are missing Mo Salah, and also they drew all their group stages game. So I'm thinking if Egypt doesn't come, if they don't come all guns blazing, they will lose this game. They have to play well to win this game because the game against Mozambique, I think it was the first game, they barely script or draw. I think it was a last minute penalty, and that's how they were able to get out of that game. They cannot afford to do things like that. They have to come from minute one to the end of the game. They have to come out swinging. If they don't, they are going to lose to this DR Congo team. But I just think Egypt is going to have enough to edge past this team. But I would not be surprised if DR Congo surprised them to the next round. Now, the next game we have Cape Verde versus Mauritania. This Cape Verde team, I'm gonna just say right now, this Cape Verde team have been very impressive in this tournament so far. They they probably played the best football I've seen. Okay, maybe barring Senegal, but they played some of the best football I have seen in this tournament so far. Like every single player is very comfortable on the ball, and even in the game versus Egypt, I think they rest half like the players that usually start, and it was a bunch of second field players out there, and they still managed to draw against Egypt. And I'm like, bro, like this team surprised me because when I was doing my group stages predictions, I had this team finishing third, but this surprised me and they topped their group, like scoring a lot of goals as well. I think they scored 8 goals in this. They have scored 8 goals in this tournament so far, and they are coming against Mauritania. I just think the way this Cape Verde team is playing and the confidence these guys have, I think they are going to edge it past Mauritania and Cape Verde is going to go to the next round. Now we have the big one. We have Senegal versus Ivory Coast. Now off the bat, I think Senegal is going to go to the next round. That's no brainer. I think out of all the teams that everyone is saying they are going they are going to be favorites, I think Senegal has been the most impressive so far this tournament. I believe they won all their games so far, and they are playing some of the best football. I remember, if you can recall, in the Cameroon versus Senegal game, there was a moment like a 5 minute spell where these guys was bopping the ball around, and Cameroon didn't even touch the ball for like a 5 minute spell. So and the way this team press as well is like it's like prime Liverpool on the club because they suffocate teams. I think though Ivory Coast have a decent team now, Ivory Coast have a very good midfield, but their performances haven't been that good concerning that they are the host nation. It hasn't been. I was expecting a lot more from this Ivory Coast team. Their performance wasn't that good. They lost to Equatorial Guinea, which a lot of people going into that game thought they was going to win that game, and they barely make it to the next round. Now, I just think this Senegal team is just they are just way better. Not way better, but they are just way better. You know what? They are just way better than this Ivory Coast team. And I think Ivory Coast has been very disappointing so far in this tournament. And I just think Senegal is going to edge it past them because they have just been the best team so far in this tournament. Senegal is going to go to the next round. Now, if obviously if Ivory Coast win this game, I would be surprised because I think Senegal is good enough to to spank this team. So hey, Africa's got to put their best foot forward because they've been disappointed so far. And also, Africa's fired their coach as well. So I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't know who's gonna be coaching them, but we will see. Now, the next one after that is Mali versus Burkina Faso. Mali, Mali didn't haven't really like impressed me in this game. They've just been like scraping by. I think they had like a lot of I think they had like a lot of draws or something, but they haven't really impressed me. Now, on the other hand, this Burkina Faso team, I think Mali finished first in that group. Even though they finished first, I haven't been really impressed. However, this Burkina Faso team finished second in their group. But if Mali is not, Mali has a lot of good players, but no. I think Mali beat South Africa. Yes, they beat South Africa. But I just think if Mali is not playing, Mali has to play like the way they play versus South Africa, where they were very clinical in front of goal to win this game. Now in the Mali versus South Africa game, though South Africa was playing better football, in my opinion, I thought South Africa played better football on the day, but it's a tournament. It doesn't matter how you play. It just at the end of the day, everyone's gonna think, okay, who won the game? Who won? That's all they're gonna worry about. Now, if Mali do what they do, what if Mali do what they did in that game, I think they're gonna go on to the next round. But do not be surprised if Burkina Faso go and beat them. I wouldn't even be surprised anyways. Now, the the last one we have Morocco versus South Africa. Now, South Africa play a very entertaining style of football. Like it looks good in the eye, at least from what I've seen from them so far. It looks good in the eye. But if it was like the Mali game, everything was in front of them. Everything was in front of Mali. There was some nice passes here and there, but everything was in front of Mali. It was only like the last 10 minutes of the game where they were trying to chase a goal. That's when you saw like players were running in behind. They were making those true balls and that things like that. But when it was like when they weren't chasing a goal, everything was just in front of Mali, and it was very easy for Mali to get at them because they're playing this they're trying to play this style, just trying to keep the ball. They're trying to have the possession. They're trying to control the pace of the game. But they're coming against a Morocco team who is going to try to control the game as well. So this is going to be a very interesting one because I think this South Africa team they have players that can control that player that they're gonna try to control the game, but also you're coming against a World Cup semi-finalist in Morocco, and I just think you have to be on your A game to win this game. But I think this Morocco team is just too strong. I think they're just gonna edge it past, not even edge it past. I think they're gonna beat South Africa and they're gonna go into the next round. Now that's it for me. That's all my round of 16 predictions. There are some things that I'm gonna say that you're gonna disagree. You're gonna say, "Oh my God, what is this guy saying? He's chatting a bunch of nonsense." Well, this is what football is. You can be wrong about so many things. That's why it's called our predictions, guys. I cannot tell the future. So just let me know what you think, and also if you have a different opinion than what I say or anything you agree with or disagree with, let me know in the comment section below, guys. We can have a conversation because this is what it's about. It's been a very good tournament so far. Let's hope the round of 16 is going to be the same entertainment that we've seen so far. Peace out, people.